Hey, my name's Jerome and welcome to Gentlemen Becoming. In this episode, we're going to talk about Calvin Klein's Eternity Flame for Men. It's a wonderful fragrance because it's inexpensive, the performance is remarkable, and it's mass pleasing, so it's a real compliment getter. If you're somebody who's just getting into fragrances or maybe you're looking for a cheap buy, I definitely suggest this and I'll tell you why. So let's get started. Hey, if this is your first time at my channel, I just want to let you know that I talk about fragrance, I talk about mixing fashion and style together, and I talk about health and fitness to help you enhance the way that you carry yourself, to help you build confidence and be more attractive as a man. In this episode, like I said, we're going to talk about Eternity Flame for Men, and it's just a wonderful fragrance. I received this as a gift and I'm real happy that I did. I always knew that the Eternity line from Calvin Klein was really good, but I kind of looked down on it in a sense because I figured it's just real mass pleasing, and I'm not a fragrance snob, but like I have a lot of other designer fragrances like from Chanel or Dior or Valentino, and yeah, you know, when I think about Calvin Klein, I automatically think CK1, which is a very popular fragrance that smells good, it's clean, it's soapy, but it's just so played out that when I think about anything Calvin Klein, it's like you know. But don't let that, you know, sway you from this particular fragrance here. The reason I think that is because they're so popular because, well, everybody liked CK1 when it came out. It's an awesome fragrance, don't get me wrong. But this is something that's a little bit different despite being mass pleasing. I mean, it smells great. If you look at the notes on Fragrantica, it mentions that it has like leather in it and pineapple and stuff. To be honest with you, I don't really get that from this. I do get spices and I get like violet leaf, almost like the same kind of vibe that you might get from Dior Fahrenheit, but not. It's something a little bit more bolder. It's thicker, so to say. And I think it's really special. But if you don't know much about Calvin Klein, let's just talk about what the Eternity line is and kind of give you an idea of where they're coming from. So the original Eternity, and it's like a green bottle, I'll probably post up a picture. It was it was inspired by like romance. It's made to be like a romantic fragrance, you know what I mean? It's heavy on the flowers and it's long lasting. It's good. It's classic Calvin Klein, right? You can find them cheap at department stores once they after they release. By the end of the year, you'll probably find them for real cheap, like 50, 60, 70% off in department stores. And the beauty of it is they make tons of flankers. And so the original Eternity is pretty good. Maybe you have it, maybe you don't, maybe you've smelt it, I'm sure you've seen it around. But Eternity Flame is new, and it's something that's real special. It's wonderful. It's just, man, to kind of round it down, like I get 15 hours of this on my skin. It projects for about 2.5, 3 hours. And it just smells really, really good. It's mass pleasing. So it's not anything that's crazy unique or whatever, but when it comes down to getting compliments, that's what you're gonna get here. People are gonna tell you that you smell good. The majority of people who smell this think that it smells good. And when it comes down to building confidence and trying to make an impression, I mean, that's what you want. You want something that's mass pleasing. As you get more into fragrances, if you decide to go down that rabbit hole, then sure, hey, I hear you if you're talking about being unique and you wanna, you know, be different from everybody else and stuff. But like I was telling my friend Sebastian the other day, I mean, not everybody wears fragrances. So the chance of you being around somebody who wears fragrances in general is gonna be not high to begin with, okay? Then there are so many different fragrances out there, even though this is popular, right? Remember, the pool of people who are actually wearing fragrances is already diminished. What are the chances of somebody gonna be wearing the same exact fragrance as you in the same area as you? I mean, it's kind of slim to none, you know what I mean? So, I mean, don't be afraid to pick it up just because it's mass pleasing. So, Eternity for Men Flame, I got this as a gift, and I gotta say I'm very happy with it. Shout out to Joanna. It's a wonderful fragrance. I always knew that the Eternity line was good, and I was on the fence about buying one, but I've got so many fragrances that like I rarely buy bottles anymore. If I'm gifted it's something different, but I'm very happy to have received this. They also have different flankers of this, like Eternity Aqua, Eternity Air, and Eternity Parfum. They just came out with an eau de parfum for it. And they all smell really good, and of course they vary in prices, don't get me wrong, but Eternity Flame is something that's really, really good, and I don't think it's getting the attention that it deserves. And so I decided to make a video and let you guys know, because you can find this online for pretty cheap, you can find it in store for pretty cheap, and even though it's a new release, like I said, wait for a few months to go by and it will be cheaper. So let me give you some details about the fragrance, okay? So the notes on Fragrantica go, top notes are pineapple, which, I mean, it's nothing like Aventus. Get Aventus completely out of your head. It's nothing like that at all. But yeah, pineapple, then in the mid, rosemary, and then at the base, labdanum, leather, and amber. And I guess I can kind of get the leather at the end of it. Nothing like Tuscan leather, again, get that out of your head. To me, I get violet leaf out of it. That's kind of what it smells like. It smells like violet leaf, and I get the rosemary out of it, but not like the rosemary that's in Platinum Ego East. It's a little bit more subtle. It's not so like soapy, so to say. It's a little bit powdery, and it's definitely clean smelling, but there's a certain spice in there, and I wonder if that's the amber mixing in with the leather like that that's giving it that like accord, that note, that kind of sensation. But in any case, it's pretty good. Now, performance wise, like I said, I get like 15 hours of this, probably over that, more than that, 15 plus, and it projects hard, not overwhelmingly, but it shoots out like at least a couple of feet. It's just great. It smells awesome on the dry down. It smells good at the opening. I just don't really get pineapple like that. It's not juicy by any sense, don't get me wrong. It smells more like there's cinnamon in it, but not heavy, just faint. Now, when I think about occasion, I think it's definitely signature scent worthy. Maybe, or definitely not for formal events. It just doesn't have that vibe. You can get away with it on a date. It isn't like sexy or seductive per se, but you will smell good. And not just like clean good, like you'll smell good, you'll give off a good vibe. I've gotten compliments from women with this, so I can confidently say that they like it, you know what I mean? Maybe not so much in the workplace. I would probably not wear it there. And you could probably pull this off clubbing for sure. So my final thoughts on Eternity Flame for Men. It's a wonderful cheapie for less than 60 bucks. That is a performance monster, essentially. It's simply wonderful. Definitely get your nose on this. I do think it's blind buy worthy, but you know, I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction here, because smell is subjective, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's mass pleasing, but at the end of the day, only you can decide. But if you don't care and you just want compliments, I think you can get away with this. But keep in mind that it's only for the cold weather. I would not play, you know, trigger happy with this in the warm weather. Like, be very careful with that. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. Question of the day: do you own anything from the Eternity line? What's your favorite? Or do you have another designer that makes cheapies and that is like your all reliable? Let me know in the comments below. I'm interested in that. And if, you know, I happen to have one of those, I will definitely review it. Another one that I have behind me is Mankind by Kenneth Cole. Not the flanker, just straight up the original. And that's another really good one that I think I'm gonna make a video about soon. If you're somebody who's on a budget and you don't care, you know, what the fragrances are, or you're not picky about them or anything, and you just want things that are mass pleasing, gonna get you compliments, I mean, don't go and pick up the 100 milliliter of Eternity Flame, because look, I'll tell you, once you start getting into the game, you're gonna buy a lot of fragrances. Buy small bottles, because you're gonna rotate between all of them like a lot, that it's gonna take you a long time to even run out of the smaller ones. So I mean, I definitely suggest this for the cheapie realm if you're, you know, if you're on a budget, or if you just really don't care, you just want compliments and you just want to smell good. I mean, pick up a small bottle of this, and then as I start to review more cheapies, I mean, you know, pick them up too, pick up the small bottles and then rotate between them. They'll last you forever, trust me, brother. So if you got any value out of this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and don't forget to comment and answer the question, because I really care. I really, really do, and I want to help you guys out. I want to give you content that you want to see. So yeah, all right. Hey, I'll see you on the next one, okay? Later.